message here on the telephone, 'cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think I have to put more coins into the slot machine on the side of my computer for Shaw to run things smoothly. The titles looked a little.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I got to keep.
I actually missed it because I was working on something really cool for today.
Pole vaulter.
I missed it. I was a pole vaulter. Yeah, I heard that. I heard it was a pole vaulter.
I just think that's.
Is there any? Is this a like some sort of battery operated pole vault? Pole, I guess.
It's got
a like battery operated pole or something like that.
It's got springs.
There's no freaking way that I can get this body up off the ground, like even 3 feet with a pole.
And yet you do. And yet you do.
Do.
That it's the Olympics. I just thought we could have a little Olympic nod to your previous achievements.
Maybe perhaps I would. What would I do in the Olympics?
Yeah, there's a good question.
Winter Olympics, definitely hockey.
Yeah.
Summer Olympics. What would I do in the Summer Olympics? What is the laziest sport you can do in the Summer Olympics? I think I would take on some sort of judo or something and just get my butt kicked and then go sit back and relax and enjoy the Olympics. Nice. So we've got some people in the studio here. I should probably bring them in here. So I've got Alex is here. Gonna move that screen up a little bit. Then we got to move Aaron's screen down a little bit, or Aaron needs to get closer to the screen because he's got way too much. There we go. Aaron's here with us. So
nice. Hi, guys.
So we got and I'm gonna turn off the air conditioning now because it's too freaking loud. Okay. Can you hear it?
Not really.
No. Oh, well, if you can't hear it, if it's not bad, then I'll just leave it then. That's pretty incredible, actually.
No, it's actually doing a pretty good job of not being loud. It's also hot, and it's going to get cooler next week. So,
do we want to talk about your sweating episode? Do we want to talk about that at all?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Not really.
I got to see Alex sweat.
You did.
Yeah. Apparently, we don't need to talk about it, though.
I mean. So, no, we can talk about it. We'll talk about it. So
if we don't, I'll just assume the worst.
So, because I'm a good friend, this is where it all stems from, because I'm a good friend and I'm responsive to requests from other people.
Yeah.
So, this happens to me about every 4 or 5 years. I don't know why. It's hot. Okay. There was a mouse running around in my studio. So, I had to take care of that and I had to move. Anyways, Dave messages me and he's like, I need to talk to you immediately or whatever, as soon as possible. So I just FaceTimed him. Like, I am a mess. And I'm like, whatever, we're friends. He's not going to talk about this in public. And so he's
not going to talk about this in public.
The call opens up and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm chasing a mouse and moving gear in this heat. So it was a rough start to the week. It didn't feel so good. But we've got a big show lined up today. We're going to be talking about Fairdays. This is a big Fairday show. Yeah. There's so much happening, and we've got Jason Toone is he's currently on a lake, to be honest. It's the only place he could get reception, and he's here to join us to talk about the Drift Club. And then Santanna Tom is going to join us in a little bit to talk about Wild West Rodeo. In fact, the registration for that closed about 5 minutes ago, so she's off somewhere right now getting all of that sorted out, and so she's going to jump on and talk about the rodeo as well. Cool. And we're going to go through the list of stuff happening.
I got some other cool stuff we're going to do on the show today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass this over to Alex.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Alex.
Thank you.
And Aaron, I'm going to give you one as well. There you go.
Sweet.
Okay. So we're gonna take the hour to put these tattoos on.
Oh, those really?
Yeah. So these are tattoos we just got for our Nanton and the dance.
Yeah.
Coming up this weekend. So we're gonna take the hour while we're doing this, and we're gonna try to.
Can I go here?
You can put it right there if you want. Absolutely.
So is it like, do you need hot water, or can you does it just?
No, you're supposed to. Yeah. So I took I peeled off the front plastic. Then you're supposed to apply it to your skin and put the wet rag on, and then it's supposed to come right off. So I'm not sure where I should have shaved.
I feel like it should definitely go on your face. I think if you're going to do anything,
yeah. Well, Aaron's already using his real estate on his face to
right?
Put it on. So let's see. I'll just put it on the back of my hand for now.
I'm going to do what my parents told me never to do.
Yeah.
Put it on my hand.
There you go.
Is that what your parents told you never to do?
Never get a hand tattoo.
You're a rabble.
They said, do you want a job or do you want a job?
Right.
Alec, of course,
That's
Alec is feeling out of the loop here because he doesn't have a tattoo now. So
no, but you know what? It'll be okay. It's going to be.
Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I want to actually get to our first guest because he's in the most remote location right now.
Is it?
And well, he's in a remote location, and it's going to be he's a very popular guy in town, and his name is Jason Toone. We're going to bring Jason on the show. Hi, Jason. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Jason, I want to see the whole shot here. Can you turn your phone sideways?
Beautiful? Look at that.
Turn your phone sideways, man.
I tried, but it won't. It's locked or something.
It's locked.
I'm technologically. I'm challenged. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh man, I wanted to see the whole widescreen shot. Right. Okay.
So he's in an undisclosed location because when you're in town and you're part of the Rocky Mountain Drift Club, the attention you get is at times unbearable. So he's taken a little break before next week. So Super Cole's notes, the drift demo was on, then it was off for a bit, but now it's back. And we're going to talk about where you can go and check it out. First of all, maybe we'll start with that. So it's happening next Saturday night in town. Jason, whereabouts is it in town? Because it's not where it used to be. It's moved locations.
Yeah, we moved to the north. We've been allowed to move to the North Industrial Park in Claresholm. It's on Saskatchewan Crescent.
Okay.
And we'll be having spectators kind of on the west side there along 8th Street. There's an open lot there. The neighbors have been more than gracious and let us set up there. So we'll have fans there and we'll just drift that crescent and we'll put on a good show.
Nice. That's awesome. And so that's 8 o'clock to about 9:30.
Yes.
And so if people haven't been before, we want to be safe, obviously. I'm assuming you'll have barriers or some indication where you can stand and where you shouldn't. If you've got a camera or you're trying to get shots, is there any advice about how to keep yourself safe so you're not standing in the way of a drift car, for example?
Well, yeah, definitely. We're going to have barriers set up and it'll be very clear. We'll also have staff there to help manage crowd and make sure that everybody's in a safe location. The nature of the show, though, is anywhere you get to be, if you have clear line of sight, you'll get a good picture. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to utilize the whole area. So I don't want people to feel like they need to crowd the barricade or anything like that to get a good view. You're going to get a good view anywhere in that neighborhood. You'll get a good.
Perfect. I think Dave, your mic might be muted. I see your lips moving, but I don't hear your sultry voice.
I'm just talking to the boys here. I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Okay, no worries.
Talking to the boys in the studio.
So a couple things that people may not know, and I've kind of learned this from you guys over the years. I had an opportunity last year to actually sit in a drift car with the camera, and you can't really tell from watching just how much force is applied to those drivers when they take off. Those cars go from 0 to holy man quick. What do they go through as far as tires and just prepping the vehicles for an event like this?
Well, every car is different, of course. But from the club's point of view, when we handpick the drivers that come to that event, and so we make sure that they're qualified drivers who are going to put on the best and safest show possible, as well as they have equipment that's going to do the job for us. Those guys are meticulous. It's one of the side benefits of these guys' hobby is they really know their machine. You have to know your machine. And from a personal note, when COVID hit and I had a teenage son who was involved heavily in sports before and had nothing, and was able to be part of Rocky Mountain Drift Club and learn the skills that he did with the cars. It's amazing what these guys know. I'm not a mechanic, but those guys are very talented and skilled, and I seek their advice all the time when it comes to the cars and what we need to do to make them operate properly. But these guys have got all that under control. They're very, very, very competent.
Yeah, no kidding. And so the vehicles themselves, can you just drive them around every day, certain cars, or are they really meant for the track and then should be sort of towed or put on the back of a flatbed to get them to the location?
Yeah, that's a great question. It depends on the cars. Some cars are driven on a daily basis, and some are built specifically to compete. And those ones that are built specifically to compete, they usually delete a lot of the like signal lights and headlights and things like that they don't need on the track. And some tracks that you go to actually have rules where those kind of things need to be deleted. At Rocky Mountain Drift Club, we really focus on the grassroots. So the guys that are getting out and just starting and learning. And so our competitive side of it isn't as stringent as some of these other places, like some of the race tracks that they go to. So some cars will be driven and some won't.
Okay,
some will be trailered.
That makes sense. And so if you're starting out in the sport, to me it's a sport. There's no question. What do you need as far as a vehicle? Like I'm assuming it can't be a front wheel drive, or are they all rear wheel drive?
Correct. They need to be rear wheel drive, and manual is probably better than automatic. But we do have a few guys that drive automatic cars. The first thing that we do to the car would be to weld the diff so that you have posi traction on the back end. We also do angle kit helps. Hydro brake, which just controls the back brakes, helps us independent brake, and coilovers, which helps with the roll of the car and the stability on the ground. So those are really the first few things. We do get guys that bring out stock cars just to start out to see if this is really what they want to do before they commit. But that's pretty much where we start.
That's cool. So my minivan doesn't have any of that, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to
neither is my wife's minivan. She won't let me take it anywhere near there.
Can I bring my PT Cruiser for a little race?
PT Cruiser. I think you could probably drive around in that thing.
Front wheel drive though, right?
Yeah, front wheel drive. So there's this notion, I don't remember who said it. I think it might have been like Bill Murray or someone said during the last Olympics, and I think it applies to this, that maybe there should be just a regular person competing in every event in the Olympics so we can see how difficult it is. Maybe the drift club could have that, where you just pull someone out of the crowd, put a helmet on them. I can't imagine that being a problem, and say, go for it. And then you can see how difficult it is. What really shocked me too.
We could take them for a ride.
Yeah, maybe that's better. When being in the car, what really surprised me, like just watching the driver, like the timing and the confidence to know like what you're doing and when. And it's quite, and it's a very athletic thing. Like there's not a lot of help in those cars. And so to be able to get the drift and not crash into stuff and get close. And when those guys pair up, that always blows me away. When you see two of those cars drifting in sync like that, I mean, that must take a lot of practice. Is there any opportunity to practice these things slowly, or is it like, you got to go full tilt and just figure it out?
No, there's lots in that. First of all, most people don't realize that drifting really isn't racing. It's more like figure skating or synchronized swimming for cars. So it's very technical. And so speed really isn't a big part of it. It is part of it, but it's a point system. So it's more where you can put the car and how close you can get to the other car. There is a component for how much smoke you can create and all those things. But when we're out at the airport doing it on our property out there, it's not a very big property and you're really not going too fast. It's more about learning control, and it's about seat time. The longer you can spend time in your car, the more you get to know how your car is going to react. And it is a confidence thing for sure, but knowing how your car is going to react when you try and make it do something, that's a big part of the sport, is understanding your equipment.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Are there guys in this sport sort of around the world that you guys look up to and go, well, that country or that place tends to produce really talented drivers, where you maybe go, man, I'd love to be able to do they learn from each other like that? Is it collaborative, or does it feel like it can get more competitive in that world?
Oh, it's an awesome community. Like the guys that come out, you can ask any of the guys that come out and participate. They help each other out. They They give pointers to each other. Some of our guys have got to the point where they're competing at other places, and some guys just come out and like to drive. We have quite a range of drivers. Like our oldest driver is 67 this year,
Oh, that's awesome.
and some of our younger ones are in their early teens, like 14, 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
So we get a wide range with a wide range of knowledge. As far as the drifting goes, North America is kind of behind the rest of the world. It's more popular basically everywhere else than here. We've been a little slow to catch on to it, but yeah, they've got some very competitive leagues throughout the world, Europe and other places, and some of the guys are right into it. They have their favorite drivers, and it's like NASCAR here in the States. It's like that drifting all over the world. So
Yeah. And how did it? I get one last question. How did it kind of start the sport? Was this something that somebody kind of discovered that they could do, and it grew from there? Or was there? Do you know the origin of it, like how it sort of developed?
Yeah, it started in Japan, in the mountains in Japan, and there's actually a couple movies that talk about that. But yeah, it started in Japan in the mountains, and it was kind of the culture and created out there, and it spread throughout the world from there. So
Wow, that's cool. And it's a spectator sport. You know, like it's you guys put in a lot of time and a lot of hours and their own money into these cars, and so when you get an opportunity to show it to sort of the general public, it is a really exciting thing to come and see, because it's clear right from the first car there's a lot of skill involved in these guys, and we certainly appreciate that you're going to be putting it on again for us to come in and check it out. Those of us that drive the speed limit in a minivan get to come and experience the thrill of drifting.
well, we're super grateful for what's happening in Claresholm. It's really, really special. That doesn't happen anywhere else, especially in North America. The opportunity to shut down a street and show what we do in town is awesome. All the drivers are super appreciative of that and know how special it is. We are very grateful for the town council and the opportunity they had given us to come in to speak on the issue, and all the town employees who make sure that this goes off smooth and helps us get things running, and especially the residents of Claresholm who stepped up and stood for us and supported us. It's been really, really awesome. And our community, the drift community, really does appreciate that for sure.
No, that's awesome, Jason.
Excellent. So I will just tell you that I had a video that I've been working really hard while you guys have been talking to try to get it up, and I just cannot get it up to show you my drifting. So I think the only thing I can do here is maybe perhaps I can do this. Yeah. And this will be like the closest I can get.
It's worth it.
A little bit of what it looked like.
That's good. There's driver.
So
seems like a nice guy. Can I just make the sounds in your head?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because this is like the kid's like, "Hey, Dave, this is going to be fun. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And Dave was like, "I'm not worried. I'm super chill."
He's saying, "I've won many competitions at that point, so you don't need to worry." And I said, "Now I'm saying, babe, I love you, just in case anything happens to me."
Yeah, and he was a good kid. And I think he found all of this very entertaining because Amanda was like, "I don't think I'm going to see you again after this."
Yeah.
And then we got going. Now, Dave, just to be clear, like you've been in front of crowds, you've DJ'd for years, you've been in plays, you speak in front of the public, you're a very confident guy. But I think we found something here that you genuinely rattled your cage. Life. You feared for your life. So this is super cool. No, this is this is Dave trying to be cool. It looks like it looks like this is your first time in a car ever. The fear is
You look like you're on an episode of Mythbusters, and you're just hoping that you don't die.
It was the way you looked skyward, like for strength. It is good, and that's awesome.
This is like I'm sorry, this is the best quality we
can
get on this
it's
show
working
right
just
now.
fine.
Okay, so that's crazy what he's doing with that steering wheel, and
Oh, it's the discomfort. You're hanging on to that. That roof was actually dented when you got out. The whole side of it, there's a Dave handprint. But isn't it amazing how much force is applied just without any warning? You're just like pushed into the back of the seat, and the smell of the tires and the sound of the engine, and he came back, and
that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. So,
nice. You know what? I appreciate the effort because that is one of my favorite things that we've collectively done on the show is put Dave in a drift car.
Yeah.
So appreciate you sharing that.
No
And how old was that guy? He looked young.
He was
What's a
only
young
like
guy?
19 or 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my son. He was 18.
Oh, it was your son.
18.
Yeah,
There
that
you
was
go.
my son. Yeah.
Awesome. 18 and can throw Dave around in a car like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
crazy.
That's pretty impressive. So 8:00 next Saturday, Saskatchewan Crescent down along. So it's kind of halfway between like the elementary school and then if you were to carry on to the tour, it's kind of down by the Ball Diamonds, if I understand.
Yeah, it's on the north side of the Ball Diamonds, just before Droshi Estates.
Okay.
You can come down and join us there. We'll put on the best show we can. But honestly, out at the airport, you can come out all weekend. Friday from 4 to 8, Saturday from 10 to 6. We are working on putting some cars in the parade, so it might be a little slower during parade time. But also Sunday from 10 to 6, we'll be drifting out there, and spectators are always welcome, always free. And
Nice.
come and meet some of the drivers and shake hands and look at the cars and check us out.
Fantastic. Awesome, Jason.
Yeah.
Super. Well, go back to your vacation. You can take your boat back to wherever you got to be, and hopefully the weather holds for you. So we'll be there on Saturday.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for
All right.
thanks for being on
This
here.
is a beautiful beach.
Enjoy
Look
the
at this.
water.
Yeah, let me just zoom in on that.
Nice.
Where are you again?
We're on Kootenai Lake, just north of Creston. My family comes
Wow.
out here every summer for a little bit. So
Nice.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I was just out there.
Beautiful
Oh,
spot.
that's right. That's right.
Absolutely was,
He
yeah.
was on
Around
for Shambhala.
There you go.
other than Claresholm, this is my favorite place to be in the summertime.
Nice. Good answer. Solid answer. Very good. All right, Jason. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
guys. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
I wonder if you could drift the boat.
I was wondering that probably.
Oh,
I'm
you can
excited.
do it.
I love the drift demo, and now hopefully we'll be able to shift gears, and we're going to talk with Santanna. Hopefully she'll be able to join us here in the second half of the show, because the Wild West Rodeo is happening at the Agriplex. It's walking distance to the drift demo. So if you time it and you work it out, you can go and see some rodeo around 6:30, and then you can head over to the drift demo around 8. Go back and forth if you want.
So while we're waiting for Santanna,
Yeah.
I told you that I had a little bit of a surprise for you. I was going to leave it as a surprise.
Oh, I thought that was the tattoos, but okay.
That wasn't the
No,
tattoos.
it gets
Oh.
better.
No, it gets a lot better.
Okay, let's do
Aaron knows about it, but
Okay.
the rest of you don't.
No.
So super cool. And I want to ask Alex. Alex actually, without talking too much about it, Alex has got a little bit of history of radio in his family, in his blood. So I'm interested to ask him a question about this, but let me play something for you. Hopefully I did it right.
Okay.
And you'll get an idea of what it is. This has to do with the radio station, the Hub Nanton Radio. And this, I think, Alex, you listen to this. Tell me if this is unprecedented for radio. Okay.
Okay.
So here it is. Let's take a listen.
Nanton. This is Sergeant Dave Davis with the Nanton RCMP Detachment, and I have some exciting news. Our office has partnered up with the Hub to give you updates on what is happening in and around our community. We might be asking you for some assistance looking out for certain vehicles or suspects. We might be telling you about some of the work we've done. Whether it's a file we just solved, an arrest we just made, or an upcoming event we are excited about, we hope to share all this with you here on Nanton's radio station, The Hub.
Oh, that's excellent. I
That's
would say
cool.
That's unprecedented.
I'm not even going to say anything else about it for a second. I'm just going to let you guys digest it. So, Alex, you think that that's kind of unprecedented for the RCMP to be supplying their own updates?
I would say I wouldn't say it's unprecedented, but I don't think I've seen it that direct.
That
before.
direct.
I don't
That's
think
what I'm
I've
talking
seen
about.
that connection that direct.
That
before.
connection. That's
However, it's not uncommon for alerts to go out on radio and things to get mentioned when
we know that.
Yeah.
We're talking about something a little bit different here. Alec, what's your first impression of this?
Yeah, I mean, he first of all, he's got a good voice for radio.
You know what I told him? So I'll tell you.
Does a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and so he let me know. He said, "Hey, I updated the first one. Let me know how it sounds." And I said, Sergeant Davis, get ready. You're going to be the very first star on the Nanton Walk of Fame with recordings like that."
Yeah, no, it's good.
So yeah, it's super good.
So I guess my question is how quickly? So wait a minute. So is he's recording this himself and sending you stuff? So
he records it himself in the office.
Okay.
He uploads it to a folder. I could be on vacation for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it would automatically just get put into the station and start rotating. He's got 3 folders he can put information into: breaking news folder, community information folder, and awareness folder. So things he wants people to be aware of, but it's not breaking news. It's not 911.
Yeah.
But just be aware of what's going on. Community things that they're doing. So like the bike rodeo. Hey, come check us out. We're going to be at the Bomber Museum. You can come say hi to us. We're there to sign autographs or whatever. And then the breaking news folder. And again, I could be on vacation for 6 months in some other country. They have access to the station directly. They just need to record it on their phone and put it into the proper Dropbox folder, and it automatically gets put in and plays within an hour of them putting it in.
That is cool.
That's
cool.
the part. That's the part. That's the part that I think is unprecedented.
So you could literally get arrested by this guy, and it would all still just continue to auto-populate.
It would. I could be in jail. I could absolutely. They could arrest me, throw me in jail, and they could still do their updates.
Yeah. No, that's really, really slick. That's a really cool little piece of technology. That is nice.
So wow. I am so thrilled about that. And I'm so thrilled that the RCMP here in town want to partner in that way.
Yeah.
And that we're going to get it directly from the horse's mouth. Oh, yeah. I just noticed my tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your tattoo.
Let's do that. Hey,
nice.
I got the tattoo.
It's the hub.
Oh, look at that. You got your tattoo there.
Nice. That is good.
So here's the other thing. Just as an extension of that, we now have, in the same way, we now have Baker Tilly doing a tax tip. We have Connect First doing a financial tip. We've got the Ag Society doing their rodeo update. We've got the Nanton Quality of Life doing an update for what they're doing. We've got Deja Vu doing eye care updates. We're going to continue to let the community have access to the station to put their own material and content on the station.
Yeah.
That is something that I have not heard of. Right.
No,
Usually it has to go through the official gateway of the station. Right. You got to go in, you got to sit down in the booth. But allowing the community to record and submit and have that automated, I think that is, give yourself a pat on the back.
You can give me a pat on the back.
Okay, there you go.
Look at, I just got a pat on the back.
That's pretty good. So I feel like you're setting us up to be moving to another country, because you've mentioned this a few times. I could be in another country for 6 months. I could be on vacation in Belize. I could be in the jungle. I could be in jail.
Pretty soon I don't need to be there. I don't need to be here at all. So
you're going to completely automate your way out of a job.
And with AI, you never know if it's me sitting in the studio doing these interviews with you, co-hosting this show.
Not a clue.
So I want to look like, just to put Jason on the spot. He's still with us here. So just to put him on the spot, I want to look like this. That's what I want to look like. Just like that. So
chilling.
Just automate everything, use AI, and then I could be Jason. So thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
No problem. It's nice and quiet out here.
Yeah. No kidding.
So so that was the surprise, because I just think it's absolutely incredible what we've been able to do with a community station of like 2,200 people. We're doing stuff that the commercial stations aren't even doing.
Yeah. No, you might be breaking a mold.
So it's incredible.
Pretty awesome.
Anyway,
that's pretty awesome.
I'll settle down now.
No, it's good. I love the passion. And it's spicy. It's a spicy passion.
Spicy.
Speaking of spicy passions, Dave.
Ooh.
Boom. Let's start with something we got to talk about. Look, this is coming up. This is one of my favorite things, and I'm not just saying that. All right, this is one of my favorite parts of Fair Days. because the chili cook-off, we're going to start with that. It's coming up on Thursday, August 8th, 6 p.m.
How come we don't have music for this one?
Well, maybe, you know what? Hold on. Can we find some? Yeah, you know, it's perfect.
Is that good? No, we got to find the right music. No.
Oh, we need some salsa. We need some...
do we have some...
Moving.
Claresholm Fairdays Chili Cook-Off with Jack Black.
Yeah, that's what
perfect.
we needed.
Chili cook-off. So I believe it's still open. You can still register. Nice. Trevor McDavid, he's the reigning champion. He needs to have some competition because you really want this guy winning twice. Come on. Although he did make a pretty fantastic chili, I gotta say. Another thing to keep. So there's a whole bunch of new stuff happening too at Fair Days this year. Oh, there we go. Maybe we'll just bring it down.
Quietly turn that down.
Just quietly turn that down.
There you go.
So there's also going to be, and I know this now. If you're of a certain age, this is going to remind you of a movie. There's a pie eating contest, a no hands pie eating contest, and that IGA has sponsored all the pies for that. So all of this is happening on Friday. It's like an old school carnival happening over at the museum. I believe there's a petting zoo, and then we've got the tractor races happening as well that night. So. It's a course this time. They've made it a little bit bigger.
This looks the kind of thing like that Aaron would love to be in. Aaron would love to be in a tractor race like that.
Always a huge turnout.
Totally pull it off.
Yeah, I could
you?
totally see you on a tractor. Yeah,
absolutely. And so you want to keep an eye out for this schedule. And I'm actually not sure if this is completely updated, but it looks a lot like this on Facebook, and it'll break down everything we've got going on Thursday all the way through Sunday. And of course, Saturday we've got the parade. And then we've got old-fashioned lemonade on the lawn at the museum. And Amundsen Park has a bunch of stuff going on, as well as movie in the park. It's just a very packed weekend. So just keep an eye out for this and the bench show. And it's funny because when we moved here, it was right around this time of year. I'd never heard of a bench show, and everyone was off to this. Everyone was freaked. The bench show, you got to come. And what a cool event. So if you're a photographer, if you've got flowers, if you've got a vegetable garden, if you make cool stuff out of Lego, if you've got art, you can put it all on display at the bench shows. You can go and check that out as well.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's really, really neat. So it's a huge, huge weekend. And I know Santanna's not here yet, but we'll just touch on this. So the other thing to check out is the Wild West Rodeo. And here's what's cool about this event. I went to it a few years ago, and it was literally my first rodeo. I'd never been to a rodeo before.
Yeah.
I grew up in the city, didn't know. And so Santanna was like, come on down, check this out. And
so hold on. I knew you grew up, you said you grew up in Calgary?
Yeah.
And so you've never been to the Stampede rodeo?
I actively avoided it because I knew it wasn't the rodeo for me. I probably did as a kid. I went to the Chucks, but I've never been to a rodeo like that where it's a smaller arena, but the energy in that building is awesome. And the whole intention behind it is that it's accessible to everyone. So it's an amateur rodeo. Kids can enter. The mutton busting is unbelievable, which I didn't know what that was until I went. That's awesome.
Another one I could see Aaron doing.
Yeah. Well, and like a couple years ago, all the kids were doing the same thing. They were face forward on the sheep, grab it around the neck, and just try to hold on. And this one kid, I don't remember whose kid it was, brilliant, got on backwards. So wrapped their heels around the underneath part of the sheep and hung onto its butt. She was gone, and
awesome.
They couldn't get her off the sheep. It was incredible. But I really encourage you to go and check it out, because if you've never been to a rodeo, this is a great one to come and see. And that's the whole intention behind what Santanna's put together, is just to allow for anyone who hasn't been to come and check it out. That it can be a bit intimidating if you're not sure, if you've ever been to one, and kind of walk in and think, where am I going?
So I was in touch with Santanna here while we were talking, and she has a walk-in client who she's dealing with.
Okay.
She said she may not make it. If she can wrap up with the client, then she'll jump on, but obviously her work comes first.
Yeah.
So is there happen to be any video or anything of any rodeo stuff that we could show?
Boy,
Since she may not be able to make it. Hold on, there we go.
Hold on.
There we go.
There you go.
Let's blow that off. Very cool.
Wasn't that funny? We just happened to have video.
I heard there was a cabaret. Is that true?
This year, I don't know. I don't think so.
I heard something on the radio.
Oh, maybe there
about
is.
Stavely and the rodeo and the cabaret.
Well, Stavely.
That might be Stavely. That might be in Stavely. So the rodeo and the drift are happening.
Aaron.
Wrong town. That's okay. He can stick around. They are happening kind of at the same time. But because they're close together, I'd really encourage people to go and check out both. Here's what they do have in common: the drift and the rodeo is, even though they're completely different disciplines, the community part is really strong in both, and it's a lot of people that show up for these things and they haven't seen each other maybe for a year, and they all get together again at an event like this. So really, really strong communities in both, and we're really fortunate to be able to have like horsepower on one side and horses on the other, and you can just walk across the field and go and check it out. And I think it's free. I think it's a free event.
That's good.
Crazy.
So
walk in.
I got something really funny for you, Alex, that I don't think you ever noticed, because you produced that video. You shot that video and put that video together, right?
I don't know. Did you like it? Yes.
Is that your video?
Yeah.
I don't think you ever noticed in that video, even when you're editing, which usually when you're editing, things will stand out to you a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever noticed that I actually got caught in that video.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
Yeah.
What?
I didn't even see you.
I'm in that video.
Hold on, we're going back.
You say when?
Here, let's put it up here on the screen. Okay,
hold on. We're gonna rewind. We're gonna go without any, and then you just tell me, is that you?
I'll pause it. No.
You'll pause it. Okay,
I'll pause it when.
Okay, that's not Dave.
You never noticed, when you were editing?
No, you know what? As much as I pay attention to everything you do, was this before we met? Because this was a couple of years ago. Maybe.
I didn't have the beard.
Okay.
At the time.
That could be
right there. Right there on the right side with the white hat, the black top.
That's you.
That's me.
Is it really?
That's me.
You can run fast.
Yeah, see how look at that.
Yeah.
Look at how fast I can run.
You were
the
really
white hat
fast.
and the black
See?
shirt.
See, absolutely. Yeah, that was me.
How would I know it was you from behind? How on earth would I know that that's you from behind?
Yeah,
this is why
you can't see his face, can you?
No, and that's why you're such a good pole vaulter, because you can just run super fast. He can run really, really quickly.
I'm very athletic,
Yeah.
Despite since then I've gained a bit of weight since then. So I don't do as much athletic stuff as I used to.
I see it now, though. I can see it now.
But now, yeah. But you remember a couple of years ago when I was like 195 pounds.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that was me, obviously.
Oh, that's
so.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know that. I do appreciate you pointing that out, though, because
you're welcome. You're welcome.
The things that you miss.
Hey, did you know that did you know I was nominated for an award for acting?
Yeah. You know what? You should have put it on Facebook, because I want people to know about that. This is a great comment, because we can use it for just about everything.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now,
Julius,
here's the thing. The people who... No, I don't. Go ahead.
Julius works for me.
Okay.
Julius is one of my DJs.
No, you paid him.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's why he's on here. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Making me out like I'm a funny guy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So for Aaron and for Alex, if you guys could pick an event this year that you could enter, would you want to be... You don't have to. I'm not going to hold you to it. But like if you had the time, would it be chili cook-off? Would it be entering the amateur rodeo? Would it be pie eating? Or would it be like sitting in the dunk tank?
Well, I know what I would do. Now, it would either be the pie eating or the chili cook-off.
Yeah. All food.
Pie eating, because I eat with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
I will devour the pie and the pie tin, probably choke, but get a $50 gift card in the process.
Yeah.
And the chili cook-off, I've always wanted to be a part of one. However, I feel because I am vegan, I feel like I'm going to be at a disadvantage.
Yep.
In Claresholm. So
I'm surprised you said that out loud.
Maybe not the best. I know. I kept it under wraps for about 5 years, but enough is enough.
Yeah, no, time to be who you are.
Be who I am.
And here's the thing I didn't know about you. That is one of them. So just let us digest that for a second. I'm just giving you a hard time. But Alex also doesn't eat with any utensils. Doesn't matter what it is. Like you take him out for soup, it's a nightmare. He'll just so that's maybe a good thing that you're not in the chili cook-off because it's just. But you know what? I think you should enter a vegan chili. I've made vegan chilies before. They're good.
You know what? I do. I make a really, really good, but it's more of it's a Christmas kind of seasonal chili.
Oh.
With sweet potato.
Yep.
And the secret ingredient is a tablespoon of cocoa powder. That's all I'll tell you about it.
Wow.
But it has a very nice kind of that sweet, spicy taste to it. And it's great around Christmas time. You got the sweet potato, you got just that touch of cocoa in it.
Yep.
It's something different. And
nice.
I make it every year. The first time I made it, I was like, holy smokes.
Please enter it.
Do you think vanilla extract would be a good thing to put in chili?
No.
Please
enter this then.
I won't come out and just say no, but it'd be challenging.
Okay.
Like there's two categories. There's hot and spicy and traditional. I don't understand why we can't have a third category called Christmas vegan. Like,
Christmas vegan, yeah.
Christmas vegan should be a third.
And I would be the only one who enters.
It's fine, whatever.
And I would get third place.
You would get you got third place. The only one in the category, he got third place. I will say this though, we have to do this we talk about this every show. It's going to be a big weekend, and you're going to be eating a lot of chili. You're going to be stuffing your face with pie. Luckily, it's not going to be super hot, but your feet are going to get sore, and you're going to say, where can I go? I need a one-stop shop to deal with all of these ailments. And you're probably going to overeat something. Somewhere you're going to go to a food truck, and you're going to go, I don't feel so awesome. And if we had music for this, that would be wicked, Dave. So if you want to pick a track.
Oh, my God, music for that one. Hold on.
And this is where we have to thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, the show doesn't happen.
Okay.
It's the sponsors' fault.
Who are the sponsors again?
So our first sponsor we're going to talk about is Claresholm Pharmacy.
Oh, that's right.
They have a team of friendly and prescribing pharmacists who can take care of all of your needs. And they also have a small grocery section, cuddle of meats and dairy, as well as a small organic section as well. So go and check them out. And if you've overdone it next weekend, I should say, go and see them. They'll set you up so you get you feeling back on your feet. Another huge thanks to your dollar store with more. They are locally owned and operated, and they have a bit of everything. They've got the famous helium tank, greeting cards, things for your pets, your kids. Back to school is coming, so be sure to check them out for any kind of stationery. They have a small electronics section and even some tools if you got to go fix something. And finally, of course, big shout out to Janet's Fashions, our original sponsor on the corner of 50th Ave and Highway 2. They've got men's and women's fashion, shorts, footwear. Eventually, I hate to be the one to say it out loud, but eventually it's going to snow. And you should go and get yourself some winter boots when they come out from Janet's Fashions as well. So really glad to have them in town. Nice. And huge thanks to all of our sponsors for all of their help and all that they do.
That's all the music you get.
That's fine. That's totally fine. That's great. Now, when you were growing up, Dave, were there carnivals or fairs and things like that in where you lived? Where did you live when you were growing up?
Regina.
So no, there was nothing.
Probably nothing.
We had Buffalo Days. I got this.
What is that?
Days.
That is
Kool-Aid.
It's
Kool-Aid.
There's a very funny video online which we can't talk about.
It's a lot of sugar.
It's two of our favorite comedians, and they're not family friendly.
So much sugar.
But if you want to just go to YouTube and type Kool-Aid, you'll probably come across it. It's two guys about our age losing their minds about Kool-Aid. But no, that's good. That'll keep you hydrated. Now, coming up in Nanton, you guys have Nanton Days coming up starting today, tomorrow?
Starting today.
All right.
Starting today.
Sounds like a question.
I think I saw something about it.
I don't know what day it is. I can't remember what day it is. So
I get you.
You want me to confirm this stuff? I know we're going to be talking about it on the show tomorrow, so we're going to be promoting everything. Okay, I know there's the duck race. Hold on a second here. Let's see. So I'll confirm everything for you. I don't want to make any mistakes. See, the thing is that when Alec talks about everything, he puts a calendar up on the screen so that he never makes a mistake.
Yeah.
And I need to do the same thing because I'm old like Alec.
Yep.
And so, it starts today. So we got the golf tournament happening today.
Yep.
We got the seniors ice cream social. They get to have ice cream from 1 to 3 today. Grain elevators are open for tours all weekend. And then the midnight glow swim is happening tonight, 10 p.m. to midnight. There's some controversy around that.
What?
Yeah, there's controversy.
No.
I don't know what the the deets are on it, but I've heard people saying that there's certain age groups that aren't allowed to be there. So
certain, like if you're 22 to 27 and 39 to 41, let's just plug
just arbitrary ages.
Certain age groups, or is it like you have to be 18?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some younger age groups that for some reason, and I don't even know if it's true or not. So I might be saying stuff that's not true. I might be spreading rumors. I might be. Here's me doing an imitation of social media. Here's a lie. So
here's a lie I heard that will make everybody angry.
That's right.
Wow, that was really good. Here's an impression of social media. Well, I hope there's no controversy because it sounds kind of fun. Where is that happening?
At Tom Horniker Recreation Center, which is like a Narnia. You open the door and you go, "What? How do they fit a pool in?" There's a freaking skating rink in here, and there's a pool. There's a curling rink.
Curling rink. Yeah.
There's the gun range. I think is out of commission right now, but there's a squash court. Holy. There's a gun range. What? The town council meetings happen at the THRC.
I love squash.
How do they fit all that stuff into that building?
I don't know.
Walk around the outside of it. There's no way. So there's something magical about our town here.
No kidding. Yeah. So Nat, so if you want to engage in some controversy, go to the pool, I guess, at midnight and go find out what's
Absolutely.
Going on. See if you get turned away.
Don't listen to the age. Don't worry about that. Just go whatever age you are. Go and see what kind of controversy you can create. Do you want to know what else is going on in town, or do you want to wait for tomorrow?
No. Let's go.
Okay, so let's see. For Saturday, so we've got more swim stuff. The Wibbit, the Wibbit. Nanton Night Rodeo is happening. The Children's Festival, that's a big one. Yep. And that's really important because they usually do it on the Monday. They're changing it to the Saturday because the parade is on Monday.
Oh.
And so they don't want to compete with everything else that's going on Monday.
Right.
So that's why they're doing that. So, and then Sunday, we've got a Lions Pancake Breakfast happening. Street festivals happening from 10 to 3. Let's see, Chamber of Commerce Chili Cook-Off. Our Chili Cook-Off is happening 1 to 3 on Sunday. And then we got the Sunday, the dance is happening on Sunday.
Okay.
And then the fireworks.
Wow.
Are happening on Sunday as well. Yeah. So
Alex, I got an idea for you. Make your chili, put it in the Nanton Chili Cook-Off. Put Dave's name on it, just see how it does. If people hate it,
name on it.
Don't bother bringing it to town. But I think you need to enter that. I think
that's having confidence in your chili.
Put
somebody's name. Put somebody else's name on it. So Monday we have our parade. The Lions another pancake breakfast, and then the promoters are having a duck race to raise money. So
now is that exactly what it sounds like?
Yeah, they got a bunch of live ducks. They're just gonna put them out on the highway and let them race. So
seems perfectly safe. That's exactly what it sounded like. People.
There was a little bit of controversy around that as well. It was kind of like the Drift Club.
Yeah.
They said they make too much noise. It's not safe for. I don't like the noise. So
all that quacking.
The ducks.
Yeah, the ducks. Make too much noise.
When you get them all together like that, they're
and then, but in all seriousness, no, we've got a couple ducks that are in the race. They're going to be dumped into the Mosquito Creek, and they're all the plastic little rubber ducks or whatever.
Yep.
And whatever, this is the first duck that goes down and goes past the finish line is the winner. What else do we have? The last couple things here. We've got the finals for the Nanton Night Rodeo. And we also have the engine run. That's really important. So 2 p.m. the Bomber Command Museum is doing an engine run, and those are big deals. You get a lot of people out for those.
Yeah. Well, because they only do it like once a year or something, don't they?
They do it a couple times a year, but it doesn't matter. People love watching that bomber fire up its engines.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Is that going to scare all the ducks though? That's my question.
Might scare even the plastic ducks. That will scare.
It's loud. Hey, now imagine like you're standing listening to it. You can move away, but imagine being in it. Like we had the opportunity last fall. I got to go in the bomber and go and check it out, and it's wild. Like to see the inside of it. And someone a few years ago
expand it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I knew all about that as a matter of fact.
They want to expand it. They're going to expand the museum, and they're working on a Halifax bomber right now.
And
so
apparently,
2 bombers.
You have some knowledgeable people in Nanton too who know a lot about the history of it. And there's only a handful of these. Like there's a few. I think there's one in Canada and there's one like in Germany or something. And yeah, someone was explaining all about the expansion and the intention. But man, like we're very, very fortunate as a community, larger community, to be able to have access to these things, and that they will roll them out and fire them up. Because that's a pretty special thing. You wouldn't get to see that very often. And so it's important to keep those things, out and accessible to the public. And one thing I didn't know about the bomber was if you were in the back, how cold it would get was one thing that someone pointed out. Like it would get like viciously cold.
Super cold.
And when you're up there, so things you don't think about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
well, you clearly
it's definitely a great history museum. I think the only thing it's missing is Aaron's PT Cruiser, and that's the only thing it's missing.
Yeah, just roll that thing up.
If we can get that in there, then that museum will be complete. So
yeah, absolutely, awesome. Well, we've got a big weekend in Nanton, so we're going to need to rest up. Huge weekend coming up as well in Claresholm. Also for Claresholm residents, just check if you're looking for where to set up for the parade. The route's a little bit different this year, so just check. I'm sure it's in the paper. Look on Facebook on the event page, just so you can see where the route is. If you have a float, the staging area is going to be at Centennial Park, which would be virtually behind me, and also along, I think, 3rd Street. But check it out. Check out where that's all happening, just so that you know, because the years and years long tradition of using the field across from Centennial, we can't do that anymore because they're building an apartment building, and it would be really tough to set up all our floats amongst all of the earth movers over there. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll join the parade too. I don't know. We'll send them an invite and see if they want to come.
And then I think we're going to have a special edition of Connecting Claresholm next week too, right? So
you're going to have a special edition. I'm going to be out running around doing my thing
and I'm just going to be following behind you, running behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what Connecting Claresholm is going to be.
We've seen you run, so we know you can do it.
That's right.
We've seen you keep
That's
up.
Right. You better run fast because I'll end up running past you.
Right. That's good. No, that's true. I got lapped by Dave. What was that streak of beard and
lapped by Dave
and breathing just zipped by.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't think Santanna is going to make it. Unfortunately, but we just want to remind everybody that definitely go and check out the rodeo on Saturday night. It's free to everyone to go and check it out. And really, like, it's kind of a rare opportunity to go and see the kids and some pretty good riders. Like once they get into like the what do they call it? The pole. Santanna's gonna laugh if she ever watched this. She'd be like, "That's not what it's called." Pole bending. Yeah. And like the barrel racing and stuff, it is super technical. Like it's really, again, much like the drifting. Like it's within a fraction of an inch. And
I got in trouble one time. I was drifting a horse, and the owner of the horse. You can't do that with a horse.
Yeah, don't confuse them. I would love to see the drift guys come and do barrel racing. I think we could probably have
That's right. That would be cool.
Car rodeo.
Yeah. Right, car rodeo.
Do some pole bending with the cars.
Right.
And you got to lasso the PT Cruisers.
Yeah.
Could be done.
Oh, you know what's funny? My wife is watching the show, and she just sent me a message. It showed up on my computer. You're going to be in town in Calgary doing a show next Friday, Dave.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
Just so I may have to get Alex to come and run behind you, or Aaron.
Yeah, someone can run along behind me.
Someone will run around with a cell phone pointed toward you. And did I ever tell you the story? And I'm not going to tell it now, but did I ever tell you the story? Amanda and I share experiences with the Olympic skier Nancy Green. No, I've never told you that?
No.
Okay, we'll save that for the next time we're together.
I like it. I like that. Okay. Awesome. Well, we're almost at the top of the hour here. Yeah, I think we covered what we need to cover.
Perfect.
Check the paper.
You guys are awesome.
Check Facebook so you know what's going on both in Nanton. If you play your cards right, you could be full of chili for a week and pie and duck races and exhausted, which is what summer's all about. So
and if you didn't get enough of this beard, you'll see more of it tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning.
10:30.
Good morning, Nanton Live. So
you got it. Awesome. Yeah. All right, folks. have a good weekend. As we say always, stay safe, and we will see you here possibly next Friday. Maybe you'll see me out there for sure. Maybe Alex running behind me with some vegan chili.
Maybe.
Keep me going.
Maybe.
Awesome.
Okay, have a good one, everybody.
Drive safe.
You got it.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.